only day where the Flex Zone comes your way. The Flex Zone, only place you get your sports how you want it, when you need it. The only show in town that you can do that. I'm your host, Mikel Ramos. Usual suspects in the house tonight. Dre, Cavante, Byron, D, Roger. Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
What's up, everybody?
What it do?
I'm back.
Our home, if you ever seem to forget, Fox Sports, 1340 AM, people. Go like us on our Facebook page, The Flex Zone. Follow us and comment on Twitter, Instagram, and at The Flex Zone 1. If you have any questions, ideas, or possibly want to be a guest, send us an email to theflexzone1@gmail.com and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Tonight, got some sports news for you, but the news of the hour, the NBA Finals, ladies and gentlemen. And that's where we go first, the NBA. First, before we get into Game 5, we got to talk about an honorable no-show to Game 5. He wasn't a no-show because he wanted to be. He was a no-show because he was suspended and he couldn't play. Draymond Green suspended for Game 5. If you were wondering what Draymond Green did with his time, he actually watched Game 5 at the Oakland Coliseum. After changing his mind over and over about what he was going to do that Monday morning, he finally decided, I'm going to go to Oakland Coliseum. He wasn't there by himself, Even the Oakland A's invited him to throw the ceremonial open pitch, and he said no. But he wasn't in that Coliseum by himself. He was in good company. He watched the game with General Manager Bob Myers and retired Seattle Seahawk Marshawn Lynch. He's an Oakland native, so he was in the building with Draymond watching the game. We all know if a player attends a game while on suspension, that's $2,000. So, before tip-off, your boy Draymond Green had to leave. How did we get here, folks? Let's regale the tale that was Game 4 with 3 minutes left, shall we? LeBron James and Green get tangled up. LeBron steps over Green. Green swung his arm and apparently made contact with James' groin area. Can I probably can't say that on air, so I'm not even going to try. He hit him in a place where not a lot of people are dared to go if you're a male. I don't think that's a place you want people to go, period, and get hit. Because that doesn't fit, it's not going to work. Apparently, the league calls Green's reaction a retaliatory swipe of the hand to the groin. Let's assess that first because we never had a chance to. Cravante, LeBron's bait or Draymond? You come on there, man. You've becoming Mr. Fragrant Foul. You gotta be a little smarter, bro.
Man, LeBron's a smart guy. He's a really, really smart guy. He threw the fishing line out there, and Draymond Green took it. He knew how many, despite what LeBron says, he knew how many flagrant fouls / technical fouls he had, and he took his opportunity, and that's what he did. And Draymond Green, sure enough, wasn't in his right mind. Took the bait. He has to be smarter in that situation, but LeBron did. LeBron, played that.
Let's talk about Draymond Green's reputation. He's known for being an emotional staple for the Golden State Warriors. And in doing so, not only has that propelled him to being, he reminds me a lot of Kevin Garnett's emotional play on the court. You could tell that Kevin Garnett loves what he does. You could tell Draymond Green loves what he does. But in recent weeks, that's kind of sort of translated him into being a little bit overzealous with that ability to be emotional. Now you've started to build a reputation. And we all know what a reputation can do to a guy. I mean, look at Ron Artest. Ron Artest, if we all remember the Palace of Auburn Hills, he was minding his business when he got hit with a cup, and then he became the monster. But that was Ron Artest's reputation. And we cannot forget about Mr. Technical Foul himself, Rasheed Wallace. So, is Draymond Green slowly but surely going into this group of people? Or is it early enough for him to take himself out and maybe this scared him straight? D.
He is getting a reputation, grant you. Like Cavante said, LeBron is a very shrewd player. But Draymond got to know at that instance, look, I got to try my best not to do anything, not to swipe in that area. He took the bait. He paid for it for Game 5, and Golden State eventually paid for it too.
Byron, Ron Artest, Rasheed Wallace, We all know what their reputations led them to be at some point. Draymond Green in that group, or is it just an unfortunate circumstance that made a young guy learn a lesson?
If you go off of what have you done for me lately society, looking at this postseason, you could probably say Draymond Green has a little edge to him. But Ron Artest and Rasheed Wallace, they not only were players who pushed the buttons, as you could say, they were actually players who could play. So it was not like they were Dante Jones players who don't get in the game. These were staples of pretty good teams. So you look at Draymond Green, the game yesterday, it kind of wouldn't have been appropriate, we'll get into the game, of them to win it kind of without him anyway, because he's their vocal leader on and off the court, and he's probably their most versatile player as well.
We're going to fast forward to Game 6. But when I say fast forward to Game 6, not giving the X and the O's of Game 6, we're going to forward it as far as Draymond is concerned. Roger, I come to you. Draymond, he's back for Game 6. Game with a vengeance? And it's a good thing they didn't win Game 5 at home, because now he gets a chance to go to LeBron's home, beat him, and celebrate.
Well, I mean, Draymond, before this suspension, has been having a great playoffs because Steph's been hurt most of it. I mean, he's the heart and soul of the team. They need Draymond Green. It's great that he's coming back. I thought the suspension was bogus. I thought the suspension was not
You
needed.
didn't agree with the...
No, I didn't agree with it. I mean, when he kicked Steven Adams in the groin, I mean,
he should have been reprimanded then.
He should have been suspended then. But there was another play where he threw somebody down in the Rockets series, and
Trevor Ariza last year.
Trevor Ariza, and it didn't look like a flagrant foul to me. I mean, they could have called technical fouls on LeBron and Draymond, but they wanted to be political about it, so they suspended him. But Game 6, Draymond Green is going to be a factor. I guarantee you.
Anyways,
oh boy,
he's coming. Anyways, Draymond Green, is this a political decision by the NBA? Did they not get it right? Because, I mean, if we look at Jones, he should have been suspended then in the Oklahoma City series, or at least something should have happened for him to realize, oh, shoot, they didn't. Or is it Steve Kerr's problem? Whose problem is this for not honing your boy in? Because at some point you had a chance to control him. It kind of sort of got out of control, and it got out of control against America's baby, NBA's baby. You can't do that to LeBron James.
Look.
And it doesn't matter if he steps over him like Allen Iverson. He's Tyronn Lue.
Oh, it matters. When you step over a guy like that, I mean, we all know that's just straight up disrespectful. And Draymond's reaction in that case, it was obnoxious.
Whoa. Woo! Please help our listeners.
New word alert.
Obnoxious.
Understand.
Get out your dictionary.
What obnoxious is.
Scrabble.
It means it's not harmful.
Oh.
Double
Temporal
points.
for that.
Well, I'm about to say, if we were playing Scrabble,
Dre, you just won, man.
Jesus Christ.
New word alert.
New words.
Woo.
But I personally don't think he should have
You got to come up with
been.
some more after that. You got to keep it going. You can't just stop at that one.
No, it's just one word a day.
Excuse me.
But
That's all he got.
is it really keeping the devil away?
no, Draymond shouldn't have got suspended for real. And what happened was his reputation. I think this was more a reputation thing than anything. I don't think that moving forward, Draymond will probably have to change his game up a little bit, definitely, because he can get suspended again. If you got suspended once, you can definitely get suspended.
No, you ain't changing your game up.
But how much?
No, I'm saying his approach has to somewhat change.
I don't care what he do. They just need one more win.
He can't.
Just one
But,
more.
but,
That's all
the,
they
thing
need.
How much
is,
of
but
it
the
is-
thing is, this is going to follow Draymond now.
So you're saying
So-
most of it is his responsibility a little bit. I mean,
Yes.
you have to know that you're teeter-tottering on flagrant foul land and suspension land. Or was he so caught up in I can't believe this?
He's an
did
emotion.
that?
He's an emotional guy, and he's gonna he's gonna be watched heavily by the referees, by everybody, because the whole suspension, everybody's split down the middle. It's either you're for Draymond not getting suspended, or you're saying Draymond's reputation is finally caught up to him, and no matter what, he was going to get suspended.
Well-
because if anything, he should have got suspended during the Oklahoma series, not for what happened with LeBron.
Well, Dre, this would not be an issue if LeBron didn't instigate it in the post game.
I think LeBron instigated the whole thing from the jump when he
Absolutely.
stepped over him.
And when
And
you're
then-
dealing with
and
a
then-
guy, when you're dealing with a guy that's that emotional, LeBron he knew he could get to him.
Yeah, he knew what he
He
was doing.
knew he could get to him. That's what like LeBron played that.
He wouldn't
LeBron
do that.
played
He
that.
wouldn't do that if it was Dennis Rodman. We'll get into him a little later.
Oh yeah,
But he wouldn't
yeah.
done that if it was Dennis.
And it's also
He wouldn't came at Dennis like that.
no, he sure wouldn't have. But it's also a lot of politics with this. There's a huge difference between Steve Adams and LeBron James. That's why he didn't get suspended in the Oklahoma City series because like Steven Adams. But don't you dare do that to number 23.
No.
The
The
co-commissioner of the
The
league.
commissioner.
No.
The commissioner,
The commish.
GM, coach, yeah.
Owner.
Like,
Vince
all that.
McMahon, all that.
Let's move on to the game that Draymond Green missed. Game 5. Cleveland defeats Golden State 112-97. The LeBron and Kyrie Irving show ensued. Both combined for 82, both scoring 41. LeBron James, 43 minutes, 16 of 30, 16 rebounds, 7 assists, 41 points, as I just said. Kyrie Irving, 40 minutes, 17 of 24. Now listen, people. I understand that if you're going for Cleveland in this series, this might have woke you up a bit. It woke up a lot of Cleveland people on the timelines. They were back after this one because they went away for a minute. I mean, but at some point, I don't understand because it's like, what do you expect? This is the second time your back's been up against the wall in the series. I'm not surprised. You're supposed to go into Oakland and play like it's your last game. You're supposed to have your two best players do what they have to do. You're supposed to be great, LeBron, if you're great. You're supposed to already take what they have emotionally left out of their system because you could tell they were not Golden State without Draymond Green. So, in all actuality, is it really greatness witnessed? Or it's just a game you're supposed to do this, correct?
You're supposed to do this. I mean, you're down 3-1. I mean, LeBron James was getting crucified throughout the media that he didn't do anything in Game 4 to help them win Game 4 at home. So Game 5, he came prepared. He came ready to ball. He almost had a triple-double. And Kyrie Irving, to me, has been balling ever since he let him down in Game 2. But Kyrie showed up, of course, and he had this thing also. But Kevin Love, where have you been, man? Just 2 points?
I want to talk to you about the recipe of winning, shall we? Kevin Love's 33 minutes of minimalism. Not discussed. That great Cavs supporting cast. That great old Cavs supporting cast we always talk about,
Oh,
right,
boy.
D?
Or the
We
lack
always
thereof.
talk about.
The
Let's
others.
talk about that, shall we? J.R. Smith, 31 minutes, 3 for 9 from the field. Richard Jefferson, he's given all he got. The great old veteran reinsurged. He's back in the finals after 80 years.
80 years?
Don't forget he was on those Nets teams that went back to back with Jason
was
Kidd and Vince
80.
Carter.
How
What year
long
was
it
that?
was
What year
ago?
was that? What year was that?
Hey,
Hey, look, it don't
That was
matter.
actually that was 02.
Well,
02.
he's
Yeah, it was 02.
back.
It was definitely 02.
For
RJ.
Jason Kidd, shout out to him. He's back. 14 minutes, 3 for 9. Oh, and yet there was Iman Shumpert. Iman Shumpert collected 26 minutes, 2 for 4. Oh, no Moskov. We know he's in the doghouse.
He's in somebody's doghouse.
He's in
Been a doghouse
He's in
since Luke took
somebody's
over.
the
doghouse.
only guy that could have possibly made a difference in this series. It's worth a try, Tyronn Lue, but he's not there. Okay, fine. You haven't seen him by now. If you think you're lonely now, huh? If you haven't seen him by now, you ain't gonna see him again. And Deli Dellavedova. We're for Arthur Dellavedova.
He played 3 minutes.
Crickets.
Man, he played that. I didn't know he played that.
Wow.
Kyrie Irving, LeBron James, 82, 41 apiece. Beautiful recipe for another win, right, D?
You got to beat Hercules to beat Golden State, and can they do that 2 more games? That's the question. And I just definitely with LeBron, I don't see him doing that again. Kyrie maybe, but
And
I think-
it's a shame because he has the ability to do
he
that.
does. But
I
even
think
he came out himself. It's no iron team and all this, but you have to be Hercules.
No, man.
to
They
beat
need the
Golden State.
LeBron of
Hey,
last year.
Cavante said it. He said you need at least 2 more games out of Kyrie, and JR.
But
And then
see,
I said you just need one.
I don't
said,
think they
I
passed
said-
JR the ball.
but
That's the
I
thing.
think we hit our limit because Kyrie been playing like this for like the
Last
past
three
3
games.
games.
Hey, you
I
see-
I think he about to be burned out.
You seen them Uncle Drew commercials now?
Yeah,
You,
yeah, I seen him. Yeah,
I mentioned the Kevin Love of minimalism, correct?
yeah.
a milk carton.
So this was basically milk carton. Because where is he? Because he's missing.
It's
totally.
a lot of love
Because
lost.
I mean, Big 3, Big 2, 2.0. I mean,
Lakai,
at this
2.9.
point,
Lakai, that's the name. Lakai.
lick.
Hey.
No,
Lakai.
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 you know, hey, they be calling Kevin Love Mario Chalmers over there. That's what I've been hearing.
So at this point,
Wow,
Kevin Love,
wow.
goodbye, correct?
Yes.
He shouldn't have been there in the first place.
Wiggins should be there.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
No,
and
LeBron
who
didn't
do you
want
blame?
Wiggins.
Who do you blame?
LeBron didn't want with Wiggins.
Who do
GM
you
James.
blame?
Gotta blame
Who do
GM
you
James.
blame?
LeBron didn't-
LeBron.
he didn't
You
want Wiggins.
absolutely blame LeBron. You went out your way to put a number 1 draft pick, shipped him out to Minnesota to bring in this guy who you thought was a superstar, who's barely an all-star. He hasn't been an all-star since he's been in Cleveland, has he?
Nope.
Nope.
Oh,
That's a problem.
I forgot to mention Tyronn Lue was fined $25,000 for his comments about
Ah.
the refs in Game 4.
LeBron don't
I
get
mean,
enough
we have to
calls.
talk about that. We talk about Draymond
And if I
Green
was
right
Tyronn
now.
Lue, I'd have slid that right to LeBron. You got that player.
No, I mean, look, Tyronn Lue, he looks lost out there some days. So I don't know.
Well, he looked like when Iverson stepped over him. That's what you're saying?
Yeah.
Oh,
he look,
boy.
some days he's looking that
Why?
bad.
What's
look-
going
Oh,
on?
boy.
Light skinned men supposed to have all the answers to the problem.
First of all.
I don't understand.
He looks just like the last coach they had, David
Ooh.
Blatt.
I'm trying to tell you.
I don't see
I
much
think he
difference.
looked worse.
Yeah, and
I agree.
to that point, 41 from LeBron and Kyrie, amazing, great, all-time great performance, taking nothing away from him. But other than that, only 12 bench points. Only other player in double figures was JR with 10.
And JR is technically not a bench player.
That's
He
what I'm
technically
saying.
started, so
That's what I'm
you
saying. So
only got
only
12 points,
bench
right? So you only
and
got 12
8 of them was
points.
from Richard
So-
Jefferson.
So the answer, this recipe cannot do it again.
Not like I said, the Herculean effort, that hero ball, one on 5. You caught Golden State on a bad shooting night too.
And
Oh,
on
yeah,
top of
they weren't making
on top of that, like you said, their most versatile player was not there.
And their most
So they played
defensive,
2 on
inside
5.
player
They
wasn't
played
there even
they
in the second half.
they played 2 on 5. The Warriors had a bad shooting night. It worked.
And it
actually,
worked. They're
actually,
rim
if you look at
protector.
the stats for Golden State, they weren't that bad because Golden State was right there with them. But the difference was
Bogut.
not having Draymond Green.
And
And
Bogut.
Bogut.
You say
hurt.
Bogut. I really say Draymond Green to me because a lot of those lanes, LeBron is not able to do some of the stuff that he was
I
doing.
say Bogut.
Getting
I say
that,
Bogut.
getting those points in the paint, I think was really the difference to me.
Let me ask you this, Dre. Because how worse does it become? Golden State has beaten Cleveland in every aspect. They've beaten them with Clay on. They've beaten them with Steph on. They've beaten them with neither one of them on. And then we talk about Leandro Barbosa.
And my man Sean
And
Livingston.
Sean Livingston.
Yeah, boy.
And then we talk about Draymond just being the X factor. Then we had Iggy. So there's many ways that they've beaten them, but on this night it's 2 guys that beat a whole team.
I mean, these
doesn't
guys-
that speak volumes? Because you're not going to be able to do that.
it's not going to happen every night. But I mean, we're
What are they,
forgetting.
Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook?
I mean, they basically
Got
this
to be.
kind of
Got to
it's
be.
similar.
Hey, man.
It's similar
be
because
to
I
beat
mean,
this Golden State
people some people overlook it, but Kyrie Irving is a superstar himself, and he's able to score a lot of points.
And when he gets
And
hot,
when
he looks
yeah,
like the
man.
guy on the other team. He
Yeah.
looks like Steph Curry when he gets hot.
Exactly.
he was
I mean, this
scoring
is a guy who scored for 55 on the San Antonio Spurs before.
So is he?
And he's carried this team in the past.
And Curry LeBron.
So
It's-
so he's capable of doing it.
And speaking of Steph Curry, he went 8 from 21. Most of his points came in the first half, and Klay Thompson went nuts. But he was shut down. He was shut down in the full quarter because he only had 2 points. But they need these guys they need
the
these guys
rest
to
of the
really
guys.
step up. And Harrison Barnes was horrible. 1 from 6.
He wants to
But
get
that's not a
paid.
typical
huh?
night
But the
for
thing is,
Harrison
but like I
Barnes.
said, that's why Draymond Green is so important because Draymond Green is the
Where was
the
Space?
igniter. I like
Yeah,
to
where
call
was
I like to
Mo?
call him the igniter
They don't
because
play Mo like that,
he's
man.
the
I don't
emotional
understand.
leader for this team,
11
and
minutes.
he's so smart. His basketball IQ, he's able to open up lanes to help Steph Curry, help Klay
The screen
Thompson
plays, like
get
you said, Trey.
get
Screen
get open lanes and get those open looks that they just weren't able to get in this past game.
You said something very interesting. Kyrie Irving's a superstar in his own right. We all know that.
Mm-hmm.
So, does that mean Crevante, and I'm only asking you because I understand how you feel about LeBron and his ability to sign checks and write,
Sure.
write game plans. Would that mean that he's suffering under LeBron?
Wow.
Ooh.
That is a good question.
Goes to
Because
our
he
Twitter
needed
poll.
him.
But on the Twitter post.
Wow, it could that could go either way, because we see the greatness in
Do you want to
Kyrie.
let it marinate and we come back?
He's kind of Curry LeBron, though.
I was gonna say,
Much like a guy in South Beach, Dwayne Wade, too, a little bit. Kind of
I mean-
similar in that regard.
Or can we talk about Chris Bosh? Because, Chris Bosh was
Yeah.
Ace Boone
Very
Coleman.
underrated. I would say
Made.
that. I would say he was very underrated on Miami too.
well, I tell you this: LeBron isn't making the team better per se. He's definitely not doing
But
much for the
LeBron
team
makes
because
everything better.
that's what they say. That's not what it is.
Mm-mm.
And we see Kyrie, like I said, he's a superstar, but I don't think superstars can play with LeBron and be the same superstar that they were. So to your question, he's suffering. Yes,
Should we ask the
he's
people?
suffering. He's suffering.
Is it for me to put it on the what? D?
Sure, absolutely.
The Twitter.
Yeah,
We already have one, but I mean, I think that was a good come
I
up
think
just
it was.
a minute ago.
I think it was.
That's a great
Is
one.
LeBron is Kyrie Irving? We just saw what he did in game 5. Is he suffering? As much as he is a superstar in his own right, is he suffering under LeBron James, ladies and gentlemen? Please hit us up on the what
The Twitter.
and tell us. Okay, another question. Moving on, shall we? Devil's advocate. 2 Game 6. What hurts worse for the Cavaliers? Losing at home again to the Warriors in what would be Game 6? Or taking it all the way to Game 7, becoming oh so close? If that happens.
That's another good question.
If you're the Cavs, it don't matter. You don't want to lose the series at all. I mean, for LeBron to lose another series is just awful in itself. But
No, it's
the purpose of this year's Cavs team was, well, the excuse last year was, okay, LeBron had to do it all by himself. This year he has all his horses in the stable, and he still wasn't able to do it. Like that's going to be the storyline. So no matter what, LeBron, what's going to be your legacy moving forward? What are you going to do? Are you going to stay in Cleveland? You going to go and jump ship somewhere else? I mean, it's a lot of variables to this
Let me ask you a
to this
question.
finals.
I had a little spat with someone on Facebook earlier about he's the best player in his generation. You're hating on LeBron. LeBron doesn't waver in talking about anybody else. He has his opinion. But when you talk about LeBron, it's not an opinion you're giving like you're giving about any other player. It's hate. He's not immune to criticism, people.
Definitely
For a
not.
man that takes so much criticism.
Definitely
So
not.
if I
immune.
choose to talk about him and give my opinion, that should be okay,
You're
right?
well in your right. You're
So-
well in your right to do so.
That's right.
Within this legacy of him building the team that was supposed to be constructed to do it all, if he's the best player in his generation, no, he's not going to match up to the Michael Jordans, to the Kobe's, to the Magics, because you made it, but you didn't cement it enough times, right?
You've
You got to
been-
seal the deal more
You've
than
been
just
thrown
two.
out 4
Hit.
times.
4.
4.
About to
Woo.
be 5.
Might be 5.
His
You only been able to do time.
his legacy will end up being as the best player statistically over anybody at the rate he's going at.
So that would make him status quo in that Mount
when we look
Rushmore.
at stats, LeBron will be the greatest.
He-
In that aspect. But as far as best player, we're still going to talk about the Jordans. We're still going to talk about the Kobe's because, as you said, their record in the finals and everything that they brought to the game is legendary compared to what LeBron has really been able to do. Maybe on the business aspect, we respect LeBron James for what he's been able to bring to the game. But as far as on the court, we still don't view LeBron James as the man,
Roger?
I think.
Well, LeBron James can do everything on the court. He's a great a scorer, rebounder, passer.
He makes everybody
He makes
better.
he passes stats a lot. But you know he will be Dre? He will be this generation's Wilt Chamberlain.
Ooh. What's worse, D, Byron? I need you to weigh in on this, baby. What hurts worse for the Cavs? Losing at home in game 6 against the Warriors again? Or taking it all the way to game 7, doing something nobody else thought they would do and becoming oh so close to sealing the deal? I don't care which one goes first.
Well,
go
quick
first.
flex on factoid here. You have the last team to come back from 3-1 to tie the series to get it to Game 7 was the 1966 Los Angeles Lakers.
How many years is that, bro?
against
It
the
would be a
Celtics.
Lakers fact, wouldn't it?
No,
Okay, so-
I
I
mean,
mean,
the,
don't hate.
the Rochester Royals won the first 3 NBA Finals in 1951, but then lost the next 3 games to the Knicks, finally winning Game 7. But it probably would hurt more if you're Cleveland to go back to Golden State for Game 7 and lose. Because then LeBron can equal the circle of life, losing every way in the
Was
NBA
this the Lion
Finals.
King? What is this, the Lion
That
King?
would suck.
What is
Because
he,
he's
Mufasa?
gotten swept. He's lost in 6. He's lost in 5, and then now he's losing 7.
So you're hoping it goes 7.
Oh.
Basically, do. I
And,
can't
but
lie.
and you know what the thing is? I think it is going 7.
It don't
And
matter.
Byron,
Right.
your thoughts here, please, sir.
With the LeBron aspect, he's been already to 7 finals. Law of averages, my numbers guy. He's only 31. He's going to probably play to at least 37, 38.
Yeah.
So looking at where he's at, I don't think he's leaving Cleveland. Going to probably be in the East, wherever he's at. He's going to go to the finals again, and again, and again, and again, and again. So you're looking at possibly already 7 already. So for the next, let's say the next 5 to 7 years, he'll get there 5 times. So you're looking at, what, 15 finals appearances? He's going to get rings. So it's just going to be how many does he get.
Are
So he
you
still
sure?
could get 4 to 5 rings.
Are
don't
you
know.
definite on that?
I don't know about him.
Wait a minute.
I don't know.
And I just want to say this real quick to Byron's point. He can get to the finals, but the issue is we're starting to see the decline of LeBron.
Exactly. That's it.
LeBron does not look like the same player he
Can't
did
fix train
as
when
quick as
he
they
was
used
in
to now.
Miami.
And it's not
that was
about
just a few years ago.
And it's not about LeBron getting to the finals. Yeah, get there. But what about your friends? What are your friends going to do?
But I
to
think
help
him
you, TLC?
it's not like he doesn't have any rings. People forget he won back-to-back, went to 4 straight, should have won 4 in a row,
Look
in my
at the team,
opinion.
bro.
But he carried that team. And I think that if you look at
Okay,
it, you could put LeBron with, like, unlike any other player in history, you could put LeBron with a bunch of, you could put LeBron with us and we can get to the finals.
I don't know about
Get
that.
there. That's
no,
fine.
he's
What he do?
actually
Win it.
he's right.
Look what he
Because-
did with
Win
Cleveland.
it.
Look,
You take
Because he gives me
LeBron
the
away
ball,
from this
I'ma break
team,
it.
they barely win 20
Win
games.
it.
No,
But
because
it's not all the time
getting
about
there,
wins
win it.
because,
But-
like Dre said, his statistics are going to be the best.
Okay.
Assists, rebounds, points.
All right.
He's got the
It's not
business
about
off the
winning.
court, and he's going to have the chips. Jerry West is the logo. He only has 1 ring.
Okay, it's not about win. It's not about winning. It's about getting there. Let's talk about somebody that's won with the best, shall we? Because he has some words to say about LeBron James too. I'm talking about Dennis Rodman. A guest on the Dan Patrick Show, when asked questions about LeBron James, he said LeBron James would be average if he played in the 1990s. It's really not a comparison. He further goes along to say, to do what Michael has done, what he did was with more charisma. There was more articulating. Are probably the best. Him and Scottie Pippen are probably the best 1-2 punches I've ever seen, and stuff like that. LeBron is like, there is no flash to his game. He's a great player. Don't get me wrong. He's a hell of a player. I'll give him that. Dennis Rodman's words, are they? I mean, a lot of people have weighed in on things. But Dennis Rodman's words, facts, or is it expected from a guy that's played with the GOAT to say such?
Whew. Once again, another good question. I don't like comparing eras because obviously back in those days the game was a whole lot different. Like I'm talking from contracts to gameplay, everything was different. But to say he'd be an average player, I think he would be a really good player. But the statistic that he would have now, that he has now, he wouldn't have
I'm sticking with you.
in the 80s and 90s.
I'm sticking with you because he said more. Rodman, as we all know, he won 3 NBA titles with Jordan's Bulls from 96 to 98. He said a 28-year-old Jordan would average at least 40 points a game in today's NBA. He says, I'm just sick of people trying to compare James to Michael Jordan. It's a whole different era, as you just alluded to. He said Rodman said Jordan thrived despite playing in a more physical era in the NBA. LeBron came to an age of the game at a perfect time. Michael came to the game when back then you could hit people, knock them down, shoot a free throw, and get back up. And LeBron can't do that. All they do today is complain about a foul.
Facts.
All they do is
Facts.
complain about
They
a
don't
foul.
know the difference between
Dennis
flagrant
Rodman
foul.
Dennis,
speaking
whoa,
facts.
Dennis Rodman said all that?
Right,
The
Dennis.
wedding man himself.
His trip to Korea helped him out.
Facts.
North
Facts.
Korea,
Buddhist
Kim
or
Jong-un.
Hey, man.
Facts.
Every time somebody speaks about the past, about how physical it was, I just think about Kurt Rambis getting clotheslined.
Let's think of
all
all
the
the
time.
other guys that have
That was
made
physical back in the day.
comments.
was a common foul.
We've talked about Isaiah Thomas. We've heard about from Magic Johnson about LeBron. We've heard,
Scotty.
but Dennis Rodman becomes the most ideal comment. Dennis Rodman, all the different hairs and all the color.
But some people are forgetting. I mean, despite him being crazy, as a lot of y'all think, Dennis Rodman was a very smart,
Yes, he was.
tough basketball player, maybe the best rebounder ever in all of basketball, and he played on both the Bad Boy Pistons and during Jordan's second run.
Helped him get over the hump.
We got to take a break. Dennis Rodman, Draymond Green, would he even tried what he tried against Draymond Green against Dennis Rodman, LeBron James? That's the question we got coming after the break. And we got to talk about one more guy that had a problem with him. One of the Splash Brothers parentals. We'll be right back. It's Flex.
Kyrie Irving and LeBron James become the first teammates to score 40-plus points in an NBA Finals game. Kyrie Irving joins Wilt Chamberlain as the only player to score 40-plus points on at least 70% shooting in the NBA Finals.
And we're back. This is the Flex Zone. Again, the only place you get your sports how you want it, when you need it, on Fox Sports 1340 AM. It's crazy because the Twitter poll that's on here about does LeBron make superstars better, I didn't even read that before I had asked that question.
The Twitter.
Well, actually, it's courtesy of our Terrell.
Courtesy of Terrell, who's not here today, our intern. Anyways, another guy that I also mentioned. No, before that, Dennis Rodman, Draymond Green. LeBron wouldn't have tried that against. He wouldn't have stepped over Dennis, would he?
Of course not.
Dennis would have beyond hit him in his stuff now.
There's some players in the league he wouldn't have done that to now.
Hey man, the worm was a wrestler too. He probably would body slam LeBron.
I think he tried Draymond, but he found out that Draymond ain't gonna take that.
He ain't
either.
no beat.
Dennis went toe to toe with Karl Malone. I'm just saying.
Right.
We all know how big Karl Malone
And we know
looked.
Karl Malone not a little dude.
He looked like
Neva's LeBron. Let's be real. Neva's
Karl
LeBron.
Malone looked like a Ninja Turtle. Which one?
Even Charles Barkley was like, nah, like Draymond had the right to.
He got colors in his hair. Like, oh, no, we good. You don't mess with
Anyways,
dudes like that.
Another guy that had an
something
issue.
they right upstairs when they.
Another guy that had an issue. A little issue with LeBron James. Michael Thompson. Father of one half of the Splash Brothers. And two-time NBA champion of his own right. So I guess his son is going to start mirroring him after a while. But anyways.
He's a little bit more relevant than his father was.
Yeah, Daddy was a
What
backup
with the
center.
That he was the
about to
backup.
get the
He's a backup guy. Klay Thompson's the second best player on this
Everybody
team.
get the championship going. LeBron. He also said LeBron complains too much on the court. When it comes to comments, gentlemen, LeBron definitely getting a dose of his own medicine.
I mean, hey, he said he's the best player in the world last year, but this year he's stepping over Draymond Green. I mean, which is it, LeBron? You shouldn't be having to step over Draymond Green for him to get suspended. But I mean, that's here or there. What are you going to do Game 6? What are you going to do Game 6 in Cleveland? Are you going to show up like you did in Golden State, or will this be over in 6?
I like you, and I like that you said that, because we got to move on to Game 6. What Cleveland Cavaliers team do we see in Game 6? Do we see the team we saw in Game 5, or do the Warriors just come back and say, no, we dominate again?
I think we see the scene that we've seen in Game 4 with some of the players. LeBron better show up. I tell you that. He better show up, boy.
He gonna need another 40 game.
What Warriors do we see?
That's the question. Because I think we
we
know
search
Cleveland's going to
Warriors?
come out with that initial, rest in peace Muhammad Ali, but that haymaker with that crowd. Because Oracle has a great crowd, but Cleveland has a great crowd as well.
True.
They're going to come out with that initial punch, I think, like you said, in Game 4. The question is, on the road, you need your stars to be your stars. And that's when it comes down to the big three of the Warriors. Draymond will be back, Steph, Klay. Because I think the bench players of Cleveland, J.R. Smiths, Tristan Thompson, even Kevin Love, they'll play better. So the question is, can Golden State combat that and make the necessary adjustments? Extra day of travel, a.k.a. extra day of strategic game planning, which Steve Kerr and the Warriors are great at. And I think their defense is going to be the key,
That is the huge
as
key.
they saw in Game
That's the
4.
huge-
Are we sold on J.R. Smith and everybody else playing well in
I
Cleveland?
mean, he
today?
don't get the ball. I can't
And
fully blame him. He don't get the basketball,
that's
man.
the thing. If Kyrie is being Kyrie and have it how he was the past 3 games, J.R. Smith's not gonna get the ball.
No?
I'm about to say, what if the game plan is, okay, we already see what y'all trying to do. We're gonna stop Kyrie and make LeBron a jump shooter, and
then they'll win.
or make him
Oh,
pass
they'll
the
win.
ball.
They'll win.
Yeah, they'll
Kyrie
win.
stopped, and everybody else stops.
Just slow him down. You
looks.
got to stop him. Just slow
I
him
would say,
down.
no, you don't gotta stop. As soon as LeBron start forcing them jumpers, y'all won.
And I
It's a
think
wrap.
you'll see a lot of defensive adjustments, like I said, maybe more Klay Thompson on Kyrie Irving, allowing Draymond Green to worry about LeBron along with Iguodala and having Steph Curry more play off the ball. Because you saw Steph Curry on Kyrie Irving, and
Dangerous.
it's a tough matchup for anybody, but Steph
Tough on
especially.
both of them.
dangerous.
But also, Steph is not healthy. He hasn't been healthy since the playoffs really started. So, I mean, I don't know
Like
which
it
Steph
hurt him.
It-
Curry are we going to get?
Is that what
Is
the
that a
reports are
problem?
saying? Is that what the reports are saying?
They're saying that he withdrew from the Olympic team, and he's gonna apparently get his knee cleaned up during the offseason.
They also got a
and,
shoulder
and,
injury.
arm,
I mean, it's
and
not
arm
like
too, because he had ice.
Well,
pack
as
on
long
his
as it
arm.
ain't the right arm, because you hold up the left arm. So as long as it ain't the right arm, he good. He can shoot with one arm.
Listen,
Mm-hmm.
I had from the beginning of this whole situation that was the NBA Finals, I had Golden State in 6, surprised me in 5. You guys have Golden State in 6? It's over.
I had him in 7.
I had him in 6. I said they would replicate, much like we saw in the NHL, by the way.
Yeah, true.
Big shout out to the Penguins.
Yeah.
Team not be able to close it out at home, but go on the road and do it for what would be the second straight year, and have Draymond celebrating in LeBron's house.
I'm iffy with it.
I mean, Stephen Curry does say he likes shooting in Cleveland. He has said that in the past.
Well, let's move forward. Hey, man, we'll see what happens.
Get it done for me, baby. Come on, Warriors.
Golden State, we'll see. I mean, yeah,
I
you
need
want
you.
to keep this light, bright thing.
I need one
rolling,
more
right?
year.
Anyways, let's go on. You said NHL, Byron, so that's what we'll move on to. Stanley Cup Finals, baby. Penguins beat the Sharks in a series that was 4-2. So if it mirrors, if the NBA Finals can mirror that, they beat them. Penguins, 4th title, 1991, 92, 2009, 2016. Sidney Crosby wins 2nd Stanley Cup since his arrival 11 years ago. He also wins the Conn Smythe Trophy, NHL Playoff MVP.
Without a goal in the Stanley Cup Final, by the way. Add that
Yeah,
in.
He didn't.
And you mentioned all 4 of their titles. They all have been clinched on the road. So that's a nice fun fact. And as well, Stanley, not only Sidney Crosby, 2 Stanley Cups, got the gold medal, has the world championship. So one of the most accomplished athletes in the sport of hockey.
Let's continue going down his resume, shall we? Maurice Rocket Richard Trophy in 2010. 2 Art Raj trophies as the regular season points champion 07, 2014. You said 2 Stanley Cups, 09 and 16. 2 Olympic gold medals, 2 Hart trophies, 07, 14. 3-time MVP, 07, 2013, and 2014. The Penguins, people. This dynasty, or this continuation, or this kind of sort of consistent team.
It's not a dynasty, but they're a team that's always in the postseason race in the East, in the
About to say-
NHL.
yeah, I'm about to say the Red Wings. I would really consider.
Yeah, at the time, the Red Wings now kind of.
That was the
More-
early
more-
2000s,
Yeah, they're
man.
older
More-
team
that
now.
would-
that's
More like
trying
the
to hold
Spurs.
it.
When I think about dynasties in NHL,
Yeah, the Red
they would be
Wings.
a team. But like you said, they're kind of a consistent team. Like they've always been in contention,
But-
and eventually they're going to break them all. To me, I would give them a comparison of like the Baltimore Ravens,
Right.
In
I agree to that.
in football
agree
because they're always going to be around, especially because Sidney Crosby. But it's a team that's always going to definitely be around, and you never know when they're going to break through. But shout out to Sidney Crosby though. When me and D were talking off air, I said that this is a guy who's actually lived up to expectations.
He has something like his
Actually, to
guy in
me,
DC.
exceeded expectations because
And
I thought
battle-
he
battle
was
through
just going to
injury.
get one,
Hey,
and he actually got 2.
Speaking of that, they wasn't even supposed to make it this far to even win the Stanley Cup. It was supposed to have been guys, the Washington Capitals.
that team.
They were the best team.
Well, if anybody follows hockey, they shouldn't have bet their money on that. But back to Crosby.
Oh my Lord.
He overcame. We talk about football a lot with head injuries, head trauma. Sidney Crosby overcame a lot of concussion issues to get back to
He
the
did.
superstar status. They have another top great player in Malkin. And that goaltender, Matt Murray, a rookie, getting it done. And we know in hockey, your goaltender can be the difference between winning and losing. And you saw it there, getting it done. But good shout out to the Sharks, had a good year. But Penguins just a more complete team and had that playoff pedigree, and you saw it on display.
And actually, late in the NHL, you haven't seen too many Eastern Conference teams win the cup. So
Yeah, that's true.
it's been
Well, it's
called in
hard-
LA the last 4 years. So it's kind of good.
Now to the point of being a dynasty, it's so hard. Like hockey's not that type of sport
It's not.
that
It's
you can
not.
do that.
It
like,
changes year to year.
It's hard in any sport to be a dynasty, but we've seen it in basketball, we've seen it in football, but hockey's just not that type
Yeah.
of.
If you went 2
sport.
straight, you almost all count.
I was gonna say that's it.
Closest thing was
Touche.
probably, like I said, the Kings recently,
Yeah,
or the
Kings.
Blackhawks.
Right.
You also seen it in baseball too. Your team, the Yankees.
Oh, the Stankies. I mean,
NHL playoffs, NBA playoffs. It's been a good playoff season.
Sure.
Been a good
man.
finals.
That's one thing about like when to baseball and hockey, they don't get much recognition through their season, but their playoffs are great.
oh yes.
Hockey, you see a lot of ACs, B1 Cs. And speaking of NHL, they're going to Sin City, Vegas, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Let's move on, shall we? Gotta talk about some MLB. The O's,
Right.
top of the American League. Now they're 37-26 because they took care of business in Boston.
Woo, yep.
Okay. And the funny thing about it is, at the beginning of this 3-game series, they were trying to kind of sort of give some separation from the Red Sox. And because they fell short this weekend, apparently. Sunday
Yeah.
they lose to Tampa Bay Rays 10-9.
Yeah,
And then the
Blue
Red
Jays.
Sox didn't do that well neither. And trying to create their own cushion, they fall to Minnesota 7-4 with a walk-off homer by Twins Max Kepler in the 10th. But they're doing their thing so far in this one. The O's, man.
Hey.
Do they dominate the next couple games, win the series, get control?
I won't say dominate, because the AL East is not dominatable right now. It's
Dominatable.
It's a 3-team race.
definitely a
Dominatable.
three-team
I like that.
three-team race.
That's a new word for you, man.
Yeah, it is. It is.
You looked across to him a couple times.
The Blue Jays and Red Sox and the Orioles, I think they're going to be fighting. The key for all three teams, they got to get some starting pitching, man.
Ubaldo is not the answer.
Ustanko.
He stinks.
I mean, we've been saying that.
Three
That's
teams.
been the problem though, definitely with the Orioles. I mean, this is a team that I feel has it, but the lack of pitching is going to hurt them eventually. I feel like when it comes around to the postseason.
Oh no, you're right, Jay. And I think left-handed pitching in particular, they have like one left-hander now on their roster, bullpen or starters. They got to get left-handed pitching. If they don't get that, it's gonna be a long.
And also the
October.
rookie, Joey Rickard. I mean, he needs to step it up. I mean, he's kind of slumped over a bit this last month. So
Real quick, Orioles can get healthy. J.J. Hardy making minor league starts. We'll see. He might be back sooner than expected.
Let's move now 95, shall we? The Nationals
That's baby.
in action against the Cubs today. What went down? Winners, right? What did they lose?
Cubs got it done
Cubs
today.
got it done
Cubs
3-2,
get it done.
right? 3-2.
The story a little different for the
nice.
Nats. They were about 6 games ahead of the Mets, but we all know the Nats. Cervante, this is cool right now. This is great.
I'm tired of
Because
this.
it doesn't matter
I
until
don't
it's time
like
in the
it.
postseason.
No, listen.
And do they get there?
I don't like it because all my Washington teams have been getting me through this
Strasburg's
season.
10-0, baby.
You're
Yeah,
right.
my
You're
man
right,
looked
man.
good
Shit,
again. Strasburg looked
And he
good.
pitching tomorrow, so you
Max
know.
is doing well. We are straight as far as defensively, as far as pitching is concerned. But it's just the fact that it's not even just the Nationals. All my DC teams are doing so well throughout the season. But it's like when it's crunch time, somehow, some way, they find a way to let me down. But like they're 5 games atop of
5 games ahead of the Mets.
ahead of the Mets, looking pretty dominant in the division. But like I said,
Holding on for dear life, shall we?
It's all about the postseason.
until the end,
All about the
because
postseason, yeah.
we're always going to favorites. Capitals was favorites, Nationals was favorites last year, and we got saw what
Redskins
happened.
was even favorites
That's a
over the
curse in
Packers.
DC.
And the Redskins were favorite too. Oh my
Uh-huh,
God!
yep.
So
Favorite for what?
Over the Packers.
Over
they
the
were
Packers.
favorite. They
Oh,
were
yeah.
live.
believe it or
We
not,
ain't favored this year, so it might work in our favor because let them tell it. The Cowboys will win the division. We will be 6-10. Anywho, last but not least, we gotta talk about this pitching. You guys talk about how the Orioles need some pitching. Let's talk about some good pitchers, shall we?
Get some of these dudes here.
Who's the best pitcher in baseball?
Wow.
Jay
Clayton-
Arrieta, the
Clayton
Cubs.
Kershaw.
Max Scherzer, Nationals. Clayton Kershaw, Dodgers. David Price, Red Sox. Zach Greinke, Diamondbacks.
It's the era of the pitcher, though. You mentioned about 5 of them. A lot of great pitchers. Even Chris Tillman, 8-1 this year. It's a lot of good pitching. Strasburg, 10-0. Chris Sale, like 11-2. It's a lot of good pitching going on. A lot of good bullpen action going on as well. But I like Clayton Kershaw. Gets it done.
hey, we talked about this, D. How many pitchers was taken in a draft this past?
It was like 400.
It was a record amount of pitchers.
400 and some right-handers.
Granted, the MLB has like 30 rounds,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, well, it
takes a
was
lot of
like
pitchers.
it had like 1,200
picks.
some picks, something like that.
I mean,
But
a lot of
pitching's in need right now in baseball, man. People
wait.
need
I say Jake right now.
I say Kershaw, edge, just an edge over Jake Arrieta.
But
he's
don't
been doing it
don't-
longer too.
Don't sleep on Zach though.
I say
Oh,
David
Greinke?
Price.
Oh, yeah,
Because
Greinke's
to me it was between Zach and Jake, but it's just something about when Jake's pitching, and then when it comes off to the playoffs, I really want to see what Jake does.
I say
especially because he started out real good
Arrieta's
this
a better because last year he did well in the postseason. Kershaw still got to get over that postseason hump.
In other
down.
news,
Clayton Manning.
David Price.
in other news.
season. Or another Cliff Lee or something.
Well, you guys continue to have this pitching debate, but we gotta move on, people. We gotta talk about how the greatest left us. Muhammad Ali's funeral last Friday. And the interesting thing about it He started planning the details of his funeral years ago. He insisted on an open and inclusive service, which it was. Thousands came to pay respects to the champ. President Clinton eulogy, Mike Tyson, you talk Will Smith, you talk Billy Crystal. Perfect way to send off the champ, correct?
I thought it was a nice memorial and funeral, you know. Bill Clinton spoke, Brian Gumbel spoke. But that rabbi, I can't think his name right now. That rabbi boy, he spoke something good, man. He's pretty good. It was a good service, and it was a good way to see the greatest go out.
Well, I watched the whole thing on ESPN. I have never seen a funeral that long on a sports station, but they honored this man.
He was on TV One.
He was on everything.
BET. He was on
CNN, I'm
CNN.
pretty sure.
ABC.
Like I said, he's on ABC
He was
too.
everywhere.
I mean, he's a world. He wasn't just a boxer.
But
He's a world figure.
I just thought the crowd was awesome. They went to all his places around town, his high school, his old house where he grew up. They had so many stories. They had a lot of celebrities that knew him. Of course, you know, D, you just said they had, you know, Bill, you know, no, I'm sorry. You said they had Bill Clinton and Mike Tyson, Will Smith. I mean, they had, like, everybody was there. Everybody was there to pay their respects to one of the greatest boxers of all time, and I thought it was beautiful.
I know there was a picture circling on Facebook with a bunch of people from hip hop, like DJ Khaled, Jeezy. Were those some of the people who were also there too? Or
You know what? Matter of fact, Envy probably was there because he wasn't at the station, so he probably could have swung past there and, you know, paid his respects to Muhammad Ali because that was one of his idols. But I mean, that was a lot of people there, a bunch of people that they didn't even show on camera. That was there.
I kind of like the beginning and seeing Layla walk in and the family walk in, and they kept it traditional to the world and to his own personal beliefs as a Nation of Islam. So,
and you know, it's funny because I've never seen anybody bring religions together. You know, so have them all in one.
Yeah, Jewish,
he had
Christian.
the Olympic symbol for the world, and he had America,
Of course.
flag.
I never seen anybody, and we probably will never see it again, unfortunately. But wow,
We lost another great in the hockey world, Gordie Howe. Woo,
Yes,
great
Gordie
professional
Howe.
ice
Mr. Hockey.
player.
Mr. Hockey, yeah.
Mr. Hockey, Mr. Power, Mr. Everything, dominated the league, mostly preferred to by everyone as the most complete player in hockey.
He
The
was.
great Gordie is gone. May he rest in peace as well.
Yes.
So moving forward, Serena Williams, highest paid in the world, female,
Well
highest
deserved.
paid.
Well deserved.
Well deserved, 21 Grand Slams, over 77 million. And earned the title of Associated Press Female Athlete of the Year 4 times, including 2015. As we all know, Maria Sharapova, suspended for 2 years.
Cheater.
But she was the predecessor. 11 straight years Maria Sharapova has outranked Williams in earnings, although on the court, Serena's won.
Unbelievable.
19-2 against the Russian star. She's beat her every time she's played her.
Spanked her.
28.9 million this woman, Serena Williams, makes to beat Sharapova. In the past 12 months, she's made it. Endorsements over 20 million.
I mean, what was the LeBron line? It's about damn time. I mean, how do we not have a woman this dominant who is probably the face of women's sports right
you seen
now?
that Beyonce video?
I mean, and
Say
right
no, you
now
didn't.
she's just getting this.
Yeah,
it's,
yeah.
It's unbelievable.
You want to know the last time that she beat Serena? I was still in high school, 2004.
1985. Oh.
No.
You know what? Byron, I got
Be
you.
respectful.
I got you. I got
Be
you.
respectful.
I got you, Albie Shore. I got you, son.
Yeah, that Wimbledon in 04, I remember watching that
Oh.
match.
Shout out to Serena. Please, hopefully one day I'm making you bucks.
Well,
Come
you
on,
know what I
somebody
say.
pay me, man.
Every time they play, she beat it like a drum.
Oh,
Look,
somebody pay me,
a
man.
cheating drum at that.
And you know what we're going to
The
do?
racket was the drumstick.
We're going to get out of here. So, with that said, we want to thank True Sounds for our theme song. Don't forget to like us on our Facebook page, The Flex Zone. Follow us on Twitter and on Instagram at The Flex Zone 1. If you have any questions, ideas, or possibly want to be a guest, send us an email to theflexzone1@gmail.com. Subscribe to that wonderful YouTube channel, The Flex Zone. Please, quickly, social medias. Roger, go first. How can the people get to you?
You can catch me on Facebook at Roger Lee Herring. You can catch me on Twitter at Herringmore. You can also catch me on Instagram at Herringmore.
All right, Facebook, you can catch me DeMars Analyst D, and on the Twitter, the Flex on One.
At BKD_TV. Also checking me out, Fox Sports 1340, Orioles postgame show.
Crevonte Hurd, CREVONTEHURDE. That's Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Well, I got some breaking news for everybody. I actually changed my Twitter.
Hold on. Do we have? Hold on.
It's the dream
Breaking
dead.
news
It's
alert.
The dream dead.
Is it
So-
something Byron can't clown you on?
First of all, don't clown.
You do clown.
I like his name.
What is it, Dre? What is this?
Hold on, we need to follow him in unison.
So my new Twitter is Andre1A Melton.
Wow.
You know
That's
what?
Dry.
I like that. It's
okay.
best for business, and
So
you
guess
always
my-
do what's
What
best
What are
for
you,
business.
Cam One?
We
Newton?
trying to get the money, so it's all good.
Where we're trying to go, I
No,
like
that's
that name.
that's my actual name is Andre A. Melton, and you can email me at andre1amelton@gmail.com.
Sound like
We
Billy
giving
Gunn,
emails?
the one.
Sounds good to me.
The one Billy Gunn, huh? The one Drake.
Hey,
I like that.
definitely
I
what's
like
best
it.
for
I like that
business.
a lot.
I'm happy for you. Anyways, you can find me on Facebook at Mikkel Ramos, is MYKELLRAMOS, and on Instagram at Mikkel Sade, is MYKELLSADE, all together. OJ, people. OJ. That's our teaser for next week. I don't know if you guys been keeping up with the OJ Made in America series. Make sure you do, because we got to talk about your boy. It's crazy, because we just said goodbye to somebody that was a world phenomenon in Muhammad Ali. But when you talk about that era, you talk about OJ too. But when you talk about OJ, you talk about OJ in a little bit of difference. OJ was not the activist. OJ was America's man, because they wanted to make him non-racial.
Was he America's man though? I mean, you're gonna find out next week on this show.
As quickly as America made him, that's as quickly, and them Hertz commercials, as quickly as they turned it back on him too, didn't they? Run, OJ, run.
We'll save all that good stuff for next week.
Save all that good stuff for next week. Cravante, you have anything for the people? Nothing?
Stay tuned for the fun facts.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, I was trying to get a little into it. Anyways, we want to also thank our executive producer, Mr. Andre Melton. You know, we go back and forth, but I love you, bro. Our senior producer is Cravante Hurd, and our host is me. Our coordinating producer is Sophia. Social media coordinator is Bree. Engineer is Ty. Videographer is Terrell. We can't forget about Dwayne Allen in the back. We can't forget about boy Hugh that's in the building.
Scott.
In the
I like that.
building. Please don't forget that. What poll, D?
The Twitter.
Superstars, LeBron. Talk about superstars. Kyrie Irving. Is he hurting him more than he's actually making him? But we got to go. And like I'm going to say it, like I say it every week, I don't care if it doesn't rhyme. I'm McKell, like Kevin McKell and Byron. Where are we?
Like that? We gone.
We're gone.
Yo,
Peace.
Dre, what was that word again?
Peace.
Okay.
Rest in peace to all those people in Orlando.
Please. You don't have to like everything, but killing people is not the way to go. Please pray for us. Pray for us.